I am back and in the new house. I don't have my filming studio set up just yet, so this is going to have to do in the bedroom as it's the only room that doesn't have boxes and clothes absolutely everywhere. So let's crack on. In this video, we're going to touch on how to train with a huge lack of motivation, which I am currently experiencing because I am tired. I'm not seeing results because we're at a maintenance phase. I'm constantly in pain because my body just feels broken. Probably because my recovery is just down the toilet because my testosterone levels are so low at the moment, and just that itself makes you feel like crap. And it makes me feel like I look like crap. But I managed to get a chest workout filmed in the new gym that I'll be going to. I actually have 2 or 3 in the area which are really good, so I'll probably be filming in all different locations going forward. But before we get started, I want to mention this video's sponsor, thegaze.media. The Gaze is a media platform where you'll find a lot of genuinely interesting information about the events in the UK and around the world. The platform reports on events in hotspots, including Ukraine, using only verified sources. Here you'll discover many informational and entertaining projects, so check out the link in the description and see what you'll like the most.
What is good, guys? I'm here at Modified. I've actually just finished my chest workout. I don't know if you could see, kind of. I'm actually feeling really demotivated lately, and it was one of those workouts where I need to put on my baggiest t-shirt. I even started in a hoodie, wasn't planning on taking it off, but it got too warm. It is still a little bit muggy here in the UK, and yeah, that had to come off halfway through. But no, I'm feeling really demotivated right now, yet I am still here in the gym getting shit done, because that is essentially what it takes to actually get the results you're looking for. You have to come in on the days you don't want to come in, and that's what really makes or break a good athlete, especially in the pro leagues. In fact, you probably wouldn't get to the pro leagues if you weren't just disciplined and dedicated and coming in on the days you don't want to come in.
So this was my first working set. This was just the incline Smith press, and I did initially have 4 sets of this coming in. I actually missed my last rep there. It was supposed to be an 8-rep set for 4 sets, but I missed that and I only got a 7th rep in. And the main reason, not the main reason, but one of the reasons, just because I am feeling like trash, but the other one is the balance on this was slightly different. As you can see here on the way down, you can see how much that hook is wobbling there. So rewind that and watch that one again if you wanted, but the hook is wobbling like mad, and just the stability going through I couldn't quite cope with, so I had to really lock out the handles, would really pull my wrist back, and it kind of just threw my movement off a little bit. So I had to make the call that I'm not going to do 4 sets of this. I'm actually going to do 2 sets and swap onto the dual Smith press, as you see here. Incredible machine, but I actually wanted to do this later on in the workout, so I had to swap this in instead of the dumbbells you'll see later. I had to add in dumbbells instead, sorry, because I was going to do the prime dual Smith press, and I had to throw that in now instead. So same principle, I wanted to do 8 to 10, but I actually, I believe I got 12 reps on this set and only took a 1.5 rest and used the same weight. And then I got a nice 8 on the second, so it actually worked out quite well. Here we go, going into the second. Now, guys, I didn't film every single set just because it can get a bit monotonous watching the same thing over and over again. So I filmed the first 2 reps on the Smith incline, and then the first 2 sets. Sorry, sets, I should have said. And then sets on the dual incline. And then going in, you'll see that I'll just talk about the sets and not actually have everything filmed. But right, on this one, one of the bigger benefits is it converges. And converging is significantly better for muscle activation, in my opinion. So that is what I'll be using going forward. I'm just going to completely shut off the original Smith press. This was a lovely machine. So just a simple chest press. You can get super deep on this, and what it actually does as well, the heaviest point is at the biggest stretch of the pec. So right at the bottom of the movement is where it's at its heaviest, and then the strength curve does drop off, so you're not just burning through your triceps essentially, which is what I really like about this as well. I got a bit of a better angle coming up, So you can just see how deep as well I can get in the stretch. So that's the heaviest point there. Really, really solid stretch. And then a nice little press going towards the end. Today's topic is going to be the stretch of the chest. So I haven't been able to do many dumbbell flies or flies in general, fly machine, dumbbell flies, cable flies. I'm only able to do one fly exercise right now, just because of the damn tendonitis in my, bicep/forearm, but in that elbow area. So I'm pressing a lot and then doing flies later rather than doing all my flies first and then doing my presses. So that was, I didn't film all of them, but 4 sets on the standing chest press. And then we're going to go into 4 sets of the fly machine. I had to sort of play with the grip a little bit on this just to see where the sweet spot was to take the least amount of bicep tension off. And also by not having a crazy weight, actually reducing the weight and having a massive stretch and then controlling the contraction at peak contraction and just pausing there for a split second, as you can see there, for 2 seconds probably, actually 2 to 3. It was 3 in my head, but in reality it's only 2. Then that actually makes the exercise harder without having to go heavier, because the heavier I was going, the more my biceps wanted to take over and kick in, so that wasn't working very well for me. So this is also another 4-set exercise, but this is going to be your 10 to 12 rep range. I don't want to be doing 8 to 10. That's a bit too extreme for flies, especially with that bicep injury. But yeah, so going back onto the stretch is super, super important, I'm finding, for chest development. My chest really started developing when I was hitting dumbbell flies like mad, spamming the dumbbell flies, and I feel that was simply because the incredible stretch, and again, the heaviest point of a dumbbell fly is when you're fully stretched out. So that's when my chest really started developing, so I'm implementing that into all my presses as well. Now, when I come to do barbell presses, it really does hurt my shoulders. Right, my SD card was full, so I'm going to try and explain that again with a new SD card. I was just saying, when I'm in a barbell press and locked in position like here, I have a lot of strain going through my shoulders. However, dumbbells or cable flies, I can bring it in slightly at a better angle here, and it takes the stress off my shoulders. Recently, like I said, because of the tendonitis, I can't do my dumbbells or cables. It's better to get locked into position and just squeeze through my chest. It takes a bit more out of the bicep. So I am now doing a few weeks of these machine flies, and truth be told, I do love them. They are amazing. Can't go heavy on them though. They're very, very humbling, but it is a really good exercise nonetheless. So the full stretch, as you can see, is why I changed the angle to get a really good stretch in and really hold that peak contraction. That's just gonna get your chest to grow if you're struggling to grow your chest. So I'm going to come back to the lack of motivation. There is no simple fix to lack of motivation, but you will get results as long as you turn up. If you don't turn up, you don't get the results. If you turn up, you will still make and get progress and results. So it's just knowing and understanding that, you don't want to go every day. Doesn't matter. You still turn up, you still get the work done, and hopefully the next day you're going to feel a bit more motivated and enjoy the session a bit more. Now, this is very, very humbling if you go super, super deep in the stretch. So I would normally, for example, I've been pressing the 65s. I've given the 70s a ride, but I think I had a spotter and I only got 6 anyway. And now I'm back down to 32s I was doing that with, just because when you stretch and hold the stretch and really just isolate your chest as much as you can, you will be humbled. You cannot press heavy. You can see in my face how much pain I'm actually in doing this, even though it is so light. So the struggle is real at this point, as you can see in my face, and I can't even finish my 10 reps. So what I end up doing is the half reps, like you see there. So you'll see a half rep. Don't be afraid to do these partials, just to really get the final little bit out of your, any exercise. I was going to say dumbbell work, but you can do it with anything. Machines are even better to do partials with because there's less of a risk factor. So yeah, don't be afraid to do partials. I think I'm going to start implementing partials everywhere now, just to get the absolute most out of that muscle stimulation. So it's supposed to be 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, but some of them were not quite there. I do believe I got a couple sets of 8 there at the end. So 4 sets of 8 to 12, let's call it, instead. And that is it for the chest workout. I do like to do triceps on the end of my chest days. However, with the tendonitis, I actually can't train arms for the next 2 weeks while that still settles, and just to keep aggravation as low as possible. Hence why changing all of the flies, as well as you heard me talk about mid-workout there. So just a reminder, motivation isn't everything. Discipline makes you go a lot further. Motivation will make it more fun. However, you will enjoy much more. But that comes and goes, and you have to ride out the lows, when you're not feeling great. You just have to ride it out until you do feel better and start enjoying it a bit more. Otherwise, if you only train when you feel good, you're going to train once a week. If that, maybe once a month, if the time is right. So if you want really good results, you go no matter what. And that's going to be the message for today. So that's me signing off. If you liked this video, please go ahead and subscribe and like the video. Leave a comment if you want any questions answered, and I'll put that in the next video. I'll catch you guys next time.